Hey guys, I just wanted to share a few tips with you about how to respond when someone tells you they have been researching plexus on the internet and they found some not nice things and it turned them off to trying the products, because it does happen from time to time. So I just want you guys to be equipped and empowered to be able to handle that and respond appropriately, and also that you can respond confidently that what they have read or heard is likely not true. So whenever someone tells me they've read some kind of negative review on the internet, I usually ask them to show me what it is they read or heard or saw. And when they send it to me, I will read it myself and I will usually try to pick it apart. And I will let them know, hey, you will find negative reviews on the internet about literally any product out there. You can find nasty reviews about Apple iPhones, about Nike tennis shoes, about Amazon. Like, it does not even matter. Speaking of Amazon, you can go on Amazon, find their best-selling product. You will find 5,000 five-star reviews, and there's always a couple of hundred that hate it, that go on there and just bash the product and talk about how it doesn't work or it broke or it was poor quality, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so there's always going to be a couple of hundred out of thousands of positive 5 stars. There's always going to be those few naysayers. That is just normal. Okay, so that's the first thing I tell them. And then when they show me something specific that they saw or read or heard, then I will usually try to come up with some kind of rebuttal. And I feel like I'm pretty educated about the products enough at this point that I can respond pretty confidently. And people are going to have their own opinions. I mean, if they are just determined that they don't want to try plexus, then you're usually not going to change their mind, and that's okay. You're looking for people who want what you have. So I don't spend a ton of time trying to convince people or plead or beg or anything like that. I am literally looking for people who are looking for me. But I will handle their objections because, I mean, to the best of my ability, because the integrity of our company is important to me, and the integrity of our products is also important to me. So I will tell people, what was it that you read? Was it a blog? Because a blog is not anything scientific or solid. It's simply somebody's opinion. Anybody can go on the internet and write up a blog post. And usually when somebody takes the time to do that, they have a motive. Most of the time, it's because they're selling or promoting another product that is competing with plexus. And so they have a motive. Also, it's not scientific. It's just their opinion. It's not anything that's scholarly most of the time. And so a lot of times these people just have, these bloggers, they really don't know what they're talking about. So one person sent me an article earlier that was called, what is this one called? Why I don't like plexus products. And she goes on to talk about how all these ingredients bring blood sugar down, and then they throw caffeine in there, which is going to raise cortisol levels, and basically your whole entire system is going to be jacked up because you're bringing the blood sugar down, then you're throwing cortisol all out of whack. And it's like, it doesn't even have caffeine in it. So obviously this person doesn't even know what they're talking about, okay? And that is the case most of the time. So I'll just go through the article. I don't necessarily study the whole thing, but I'll just try to find a couple of things that I know are not true to discredit what that person is saying, okay? And so that's just one example. But that's usually how I handle it. Like I said, I don't spend a ton of time trying to convince people. I will continue to follow up and educate, and I will briefly defend, plexus, our company, our products, or whatever against what I know to be true. And then I will just let them know, if you want accurate information, here are some reputable websites for where you can do some independent research. I would highly recommend you go somewhere reputable. A blog post with someone's opinion is not reputable or dependable. It's simply somebody's opinion, and everybody has an opinion. Even doctors, I mean, you can find, like, you can have the same patient and you can bring 10 different doctors in to look at the same exact symptoms, and you can come up with completely different diagnoses or 10 different opinions, even though they're all looking at the same evidence. Okay, so people's opinions should not be just, I guess, that weighted. Like, they shouldn't carry that much weight with people when it's just somebody's opinion, especially if they're trying to promote another product, because they clearly have a motive. And then I would recommend that they look up each ingredient individually on websites like Google Scholar or PubMed.gov. Those are reputable websites where they can find real science about each ingredient in our products. Also, I think it's important to keep in mind that a lot of times the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. And so what that means is each individual ingredient in our products alone does not do the same thing that all the ingredients do when they are combined together. So Plexus Slim XOS is a really good example of that. They actually sent the formula to Belgium to a really cutting edge technology gut health simulator. There's only like 2 of those in the world that are reputable. One is in America, but the more expensive one is in Belgium, and that's where Plexus sent it. Well, they tested XOS because XOS is, I mean, you can actually buy that as a prebiotic. They tested it, but what was so interesting though is that it did not do everything that it did until they added all of the rest of the ingredients in Plexus Slim to it. So XOS combined with all the ingredients in Plexus Slim caused the good bacteria in the gut to exponentially multiply. And that did not happen with XOS alone. And so that is just one example. You look at ProBio 5. I mean, you can buy any of those ingredients on their own. It's going to cost you a lot more money than it would to get one effective supplement that you can take, 2 capsules twice a day or once a day or whatever. Very simple and effective. You could essentially buy every one of those ingredients separately. But how would you know, like, how much of each to take and things like that? And if you were that good at it, then you should probably go start yourself a supplement company. But most of us we don't have time to research that much into supplements. Plexus is a very simple and effective and natural system. And sometimes when you put lots of ingredients together, then it has different results than if you were to take each one separately. And that is a fact. That is just pure science and chemistry, right? Okay, so hope this helped. If you have any other questions about how to handle these objections, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I will try to help you. But again, I wouldn't spend a ton of time trying to convince super skeptical people, but do handle the objection gently. Keep loving these people. Keep following up, because the biggest skeptics, when they do come around, they're often the biggest advocates. So don't give up on them either. Okay? Have a great day.